Go to Jerusalem right now, listening to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel.
For me to make clear that rockets and missiles that Iran smuggles into Gaza are meant to attack the cities, the towns that are close to the Gaza Strip. I remember that I have warned on this, but they did not take my warnings seriously. But I'm telling you today again that the rockets and missiles that Iran has smuggled into Gaza are now likely to hit areas surrounding Tel Aviv, Herzliya, Jerusalem. And some of those are already in Gaza. Therefore, it is our duty and our responsibility, according to the international law and according to the logic, common sense, to prevent by air, sea and land smuggling of weapons into Gaza. This commitment, this duty was understood by the former government, which imposed a blockade on the Gaza Strip that was meant to prevent smuggling weapons into Gaza. The target of the latest flotilla was to break through this blockade into Gaza. The target was not to bring in assistance, because we do send assistance to the Gaza Strip, but the target was to break through this or penetrate this blockade. Had this blockade been penetrated or broken, there would have been dozens and even hundreds of ships. The amount of war material, weapons that can be smuggled on ships is a lot more than what could be smuggled through the tunnels. They can bring hundreds of rockets and hundreds of missiles. We have already stopped 2 ships. One of them was Franco, which we stopped in the middle of the sea, where there were hundreds of tons of ammunition and weapons that Iran sent to Gaza. In another ship, Karine, and I presume you all remember, that was also sent by Iran to Gaza. Therefore, our duty is to check and intercept every ship that is coming to Gaza, to take all weapons out and then move the aid to Gaza. I want to make clear to the citizens of Israel and to the citizens of the world what would be the meaning if we don't do it. The outcome would be a regime of Iran in Gaza, only a few kilometers away from Jerusalem. This is a destructive repercussion of a scenario like this, and this is a very immediate existential threat to Israel. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling my friends in the countries that criticize us, that an Iranian port in the Mediterranean will cause an immediate danger to the country, to the European countries and to other countries. Therefore, we will stop and check and examine every ship that is coming to Gaza, and this is what we did. We wanted to take the ship to Ashdod port, and after the security check, to hand over the aid to Gaza. And by the way, Egypt offered a similar proposal, but unluckily for all of us, the organizers of the flotilla rejected our offer, and we were left with no other choice but to board those ships. In 5 of the ships, everything went on smoothly with a relative calm. There were no special events or clashes. But on the 6th ship, we faced something totally different. Our soldiers were encountered with a group of extremists that supported terror organizations and today is supporting the Hamas terror group. That was not a ship, that was not a love boat, that was a boat of hatred. It was not a peace flotilla, it was a flotilla of terror supporters. The soldiers who boarded the ships were attacked by clubs, buttons and knives. They were thrown out of the ship. They had the weapons kidnapped from them and shot at them and were used to shoot at them. I heard from some of the soldiers that passengers were about to shoot and kill them. There was a lynch against our soldiers. I want to ask, are these peace activists? Are these pacifist activists or peace lovers? These are extremist supporters of terror and violence. I have to make clear that the IDF soldiers protected their lives bravely, and also, and I'm very proud of what they did. And I would ask myself, what would soldiers of other countries do? Not in the third world, but even in countries, in democratic countries. What would they have done? They, in the best case scenario, they would have done the same thing that we did. And I would think that they would do something in special circumstances. They would do a lot more than what we did. Of course, we are sorry for the loss of lives, but our soldiers were also facing a life-threatening situation. I forward my questions to the international community, and I asked already leaders throughout the world whom I spoke to, what would you have done if you were in our place, and what would you have done in order to protect your civilians who are attacked by hundreds of rockets and missiles? We all know the facts, we all know the reality, and therefore we will continue to protect our civilians. We will continue to allow our soldiers to protect their lives. And the State of Israel will continue to practice its right for self-defense. Our first obligation is the obligation of maintaining security for the people of Israel, for the children of Israel. Security is above all. And in this context, it is important that all of us should be united, because it touches our souls and our lives.